Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk you through how to plan a trip to Ireland. I have been living in Ireland for about 18 months now, and I have planned loads of trips around Ireland. I planned our whole move here, and I've helped loads of friends and family come over on trips and plan their whole itinerary and everything to do. So I thought it would be a good video to share, and I've also written a blog post down below which talks through all of the information I'll share in the video, how to find everything, what to do, just to make it really easy to plan a beautiful trip to Ireland. So the first thing you're probably going to be looking for are flights. How do you find flights? Where do you fly into? Well, Dublin is the main airport in Ireland. Most international flights leave and enter through Dublin, but there are also loads more flights nowadays going to Cork and Shannon Airport as well. So have a look from where you're flying from, where you fly into. You might want to book a multi-city booking where you fly into Dublin and out of Cork. There's lots of options. There's also Belfast as well, depending on your itinerary. Have a look. I like using Skyscanner when I book because I can put my origin city, where I'm going to, and then you can kind of leave the dates blank and just pick the cheapest month, and it'll show you what the cheapest month is to travel. So if you're flexible, you might find coming in October might be cheaper, will be a lot cheaper than coming in the height of summer. So there's lots of options for the time of year as well. I filmed a video I shared the other week about coming to Ireland in winter and how it's so amazing. So definitely, if you're flexible and you're open to the time of year, you can definitely score a bargain by coming when it's a cheaper time and when less tourists are coming. And next, you're going to want to know where you're going to stay. There are plenty of hotels, B&Bs. You could even stay in a castle. There's Airbnb, hostels. Really depends on your budget, really depends on where you want to stay and how you want to stay and how long you want to stay for. There are so many options. In Dublin, we've stayed in a number of different hotels, we've stayed in Airbnbs, we've stayed in cottages all throughout Ireland. There's so many options. I tend to look at hotels.com, also I look at booking.com as well, and Airbnb, and kind of compare and see how much it costs to stay in different options, where we want to stay, what kind of trip we're having, if we're just going to a city centre and quite happy to stay in a hotel for a few days, or if we want our own kitchen and stay a little further out. There are so many options, and yeah, in the blog post down below I'll give some ideas and some guidance about that too. And next, how are you going to get around Ireland? There's car hire, trains, buses. There are a lot of different options depending on, again, your budget, depending on how comfortable you are driving. The roads in Ireland are notoriously tricky. They're often pretty narrow, pretty windy, and a lot of times you will have a tourist bus coming in the opposite direction on the more touristy roads. So definitely pick the smallest car that will take your luggage and yourself and the other parties in your travel group. And if you're comfortable driving manual, it is way cheaper to drive manual than it is to drive automatic, to hire a manual car over an automatic. And if you're coming from America, yes, we drive on the left side rather than the right side. There will be a period of adjustment, but pretty much as soon as you've left the airport, you are thrust straight onto the motorway, freeway, highway, whatever you call it, and you're forced to be in the correct side of the road. So you can kind of get accustomed and get used to it that way. And with hiring a car, definitely pick carefully who you hire from, read reviews, make sure you have the correct insurance. We've been burnt by booking through a cheaper website and getting there and being charged pretty much as a daily hire just for insurance. So really look into it, getting the correct insurance, having the correct insurance, excess insurance. You're going to also probably need to leave a hefty deposit on a credit card. Make sure you've got space on a credit card for, it depends on who you hire from, where your driver's license is from, but it may even be up to €2,000 that they hold. They don't take the money from you, they just hold it. You can't use it during your time in Ireland, and then it's popped back on at the end. I can make a whole video about car hire. If you want to, leave a comment. I've got so much. We hired cars for the first year or so until we bought a car. For a year we hired cars every month. Hire a car, take it back. We've been through everything. So I can definitely give loads more tips. If you've got questions, leave them in the comments down below. But definitely car hire is the way to go if you want to travel outside of Dublin. as I said, if you don't want to drive, there are trains and buses and then beautiful scenery through Ireland. It'll take you from main capital city to the main towns, but further afield, and just having the freedom that a car gives is definitely a benefit of hiring a car. But there are other options, and as I said, I'll leave in the blog post down below a couple of ideas and routes that you could take going from Dublin. You could get from Dublin to Cork to Galway. You could get up to Northern Ireland with trains. There's a huge bus network as well, so there's lots of options of getting around if you don't want to hire a car. So then once you have your mode of transportation, where do you want to go? There are so many options, and you really can't do it all in a trip, and I suggest not trying to do it all in a trip. We've been here 18 months and there is so much we haven't seen. We try and get away and see as much as we can, but you know, life gets in the way. There's so much in Dublin we haven't seen. So definitely, if you're coming for more than a couple of days, definitely get out of Dublin. Even if you're only coming for a couple of days, try and just do a half a day trip. There's trains that can take you within half an hour of Dublin. You could be in Howth or Bray or Dunleary. You could get into the Wicklow Mountains on a day trip there. So many options that you can see outside of Dublin. For me, the real Ireland happens outside of Dublin. We live in County Wicklow, about an hour out of Dublin, and I love it, yeah. And it's beautiful countryside. The Wicklow Mountains is spectacular. So there's obviously Dublin, Cork, Galway. We love Kilkenny. It's probably one of my favorite places in Ireland. Also, don't discount Northern Ireland. It is stunning. Belfast, the Causeway Coast. It is beautiful. There are so many options. Again, in the blog post down below, I'll list just some general thoughts about each area and what to consider. We have yet to do the Ring of Kerry, Dingle Peninsula. We haven't been to Kinsale yet. We've been to Cork, but just a little bit. So there's so many more adventures that we want to still have that I'll share with you as we go. And with bringing your phone, don't use your local SIM card. Come and buy a prepaid 3-phone prepaid card. We still use it 18 months later. It's €20 a month. Unlimited internet, phone, everything. We spend €20 a month and that is it. We don't even have a phone plan. We brought our phones over from Australia. We just stuck the SIM card in here. It worked perfectly, and you can still use the phone throughout Europe. You're limited with the gigs though, but you can still use your phone and have internet connection through Europe buying a plan in Ireland. So that's a definite. You don't have to worry about trying to work it out from home. Just buy a SIM card here. And with planning food while you're here, if you can find somewhere that has a kitchen, the food in Ireland is pretty amazing. Go to a local supermarket. There's even Aldi here if you want to be on a budget. There's Aldi and Lidl that are on a budget. There's Tesco, there's Dunn's, which is a local supermarket, and there's it's a department store as well. The food is sensational in Ireland. We've just been blown away every time. Everything is just amazing. There are also loads of options of restaurants to eat out, whether it's local Irish cuisine you want to try at pubs, or there's pretty much every restaurant everywhere. Just check opening hours. We've often gone places and they only stop serving lunch at 12:30, and we tend to be early birds, so we've often sat waiting till 12:30 to eat. So check opening hours before you go places, just to be sure that they're open and serving whatever meals you're after. But yeah, there's loads of options. The food here is amazing. And day trips, as I touched on before, have a look to see. Some day trips might need to be booked in advance. If you're just staying in Dublin, if it's your first trip here and you're just doing Dublin for a few days, have a look at different options of where you may want to go as side trips. You could even explore and go all the way down to Galway and do the Cliffs of Moher from Dublin in a day trip. There are loads of options. Have a look down below as well. I'll mention some day trips that you could take, whether they're paid or whether they're just DIY and just hop on a train. There's trains that will take you in every direction. There are some within, as I said, half hour, 45 minutes of Dublin that you could just be seeing outside of Dublin and seeing the real Ireland. But that is the video for today of how to plan a trip to Ireland. I hope it's given you some inspiration to come and visit, and I will be sharing loads more planning, and I might in the future as well share full itineraries for a week or 10 days or 2 weeks. Leave comments, let me know what kind of itineraries you'd like me to put together, because yeah, we love it here, and there'll be loads more Ireland content coming too. But that is the video for today. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more videos, and comment too, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.